If there's a gold rush, you want to be selling the picks and the shovels. Coinbase is selling a bunch of picks and a bunch of shovels. What that's saying is they have basically, listen to this, 100x revenue multiple. They're saying the goal was to help Coinbase determine a reference price for its IPO. So Coinbase recently did a secondary listing. What that means is for employees that have had stock that's vested, for investors that, have been in the company for a while, you can sell those shares in advance of the company being public, right? So you have to sell it to other accredited investors. There's different rules around it. And there are marketplaces that help facilitate these secondary listings. Second Market, aptly named, is one of the leading players for that. We've talked also about how Carta, SaaS company that grew up as a SaaS company, letting you track your cap table, has now also been doing secondary listings. So they're now getting into kind of that platform, investment platform arena where, a Second Market has started with Marketplace. My prediction is there's a convergence here. The Second Market, the investment platforms need to move into the SaaS offering and really compete with Carta and try to take that away from them, while Carta is then trying to come in on the turf of the marketplaces. We'll see if that happens. But anyway, big win that Second Market got this secondary listing. Second Market is a part of NASDAQ's private markets group here, which is also what Carta is competing with. So anyway, they offered up to 1.8 million shares on Second Market. They're saying the goal was to help Coinbase determine a reference price for its IPO, because they're going to do a direct listing, not an IPO. So they did a few batches of secondary listings here. So they did 75,000 shares sold in January, end of January, at $200 a share, which gave Coinbase basically a $50 billion valuation. $50 billion in January. Okay, how does that line up? Founded in 2012, so 8 or 9 years old, has raised over $500 million. Most recently, raised $300 million in October of 2018, so more than 2 years ago, an $8 billion valuation. So $8 billion, say 2.5 years ago, now a little over $50 billion, $54 billion to be exact, in the first batch of this secondary listing, share sale. Then they did another batch, which went for about $300 a share. So from $200 a share to $300 a share. And then the most recent batch they did, it was $373 a share, which brings their valuation to a touch over $100 billion. Now, they did release some financials as a part of this to, provide transparency. The high-level numbers on that are Coinbase generated $141 million of net income on $691 million in revenue for the first 9 months of 2020. To put that in comparison, for 2019 whole year, they did $530 million in revenue and lost about $30 million on that. Now, Coinbase, what is Coinbase? Coinbase allows you to buy and sell crypto. And you know what they say, if there's a gold rush, you want to be selling the picks and the shovels? Coinbase is selling a bunch of picks and a bunch of shovels. And they are the ones that are really cashing in. I mean, that's not true. They're not the only ones. There are a lot of people. My guest last week, Peter, who've gotten into crypto, many years ago, who have made a lot of money on crypto. Coinbase, though, they're selling the shovels, right? They aren't betting on the price of crypto and this and that. What they're doing is helping. They're the gateway. They're the gatekeeper, and they help you process your Bitcoin purchases. So if you want to buy one Ethereum coin, it's right around $1,500 right now. You want to buy one Ethereum coin, it's going to cost you about $20 fee to buy that coin on Coinbase. So it's really not the most efficient thing. If you actually, it's like a little over than a 1% transaction fee. Compare that to what's going on with the Robinhoods and these discount stock brokerages, even Interactive Brokers, which is not considered a discount player. Interactive Brokers might charge me $1, per trade, which could be way over $1,500. But it's $1 as opposed to $20 for $1,500. And as your purchase goes up on Coinbase, so does their fee. Maybe not as a percentage, but nominally, that nominal fee, that $20, absolutely is going up if you're buying 2 Ethereum coins for $3,000 or whatever it is, right? So it's a pretty nice business if you can have, and it's not even a marketplace, okay, let me take that back. There's a marketplace when it comes to the peer-to-peer component, sending and receiving money, right? It's like a Venmo, but for crypto. But really where Coinbase is making its money, which is not a platform, it's linear, is on the buying of the crypto, right? Like a Robinhood isn't a platform either, in that actually they don't even have the peer-to-peer sending idea, right? They're purely just a linear stock trading app, stock purchasing app, selling app. The platform, the kind of broader exchange, is that decentralized Bitcoin or altcoin that, built on the blockchain network, which allows buyers and sellers to transact. But in order to transact, you need to be using a piece of software that's going to help you transact. Coinbase model here, the transactional side, the part that they're monetizing, is really the thing driving this $100 billion. Now, everyone's getting into a bunch of different things. You can get into, trading on margin. You can get into staking coins, which, we need more time for that. But there's a lot of other ways that you can get creative in the Bitcoin universe. To me, it reminds me of what the stock market was maybe in the late 20th century. For all you kiddies watching, that means like the 1980s and the 1990s, where, you had traders and it was still kind of like the Wild Wild West. The regulation wasn't anywhere nearly what it is today. And so for those really, for the people on Wall Street or in the financial services industry that want to kind of be out in the unknown, Bitcoin is the place to be. And so there are a lot of other tools and derivatives and things going on in that universe. But anyway, Coinbase's main business, their bread and butter, is facilitating the buying and selling of the coins, the trade. The 691, they're at 691 over 3 quarters. If you annualize that, that means they're annualized at a little over $900 million in revenue. Peg that to their $530 million in revenue, and you basically have about a 75% year-over-year revenue growth rate. We've seen just an explosion in kind of Bitcoin and altcoin activity. So the numbers are probably actually even higher than that annualized $920 million revenue number. Selling even more picks and shovels there. So anyway, the rumor is that they're going to be doing a direct listing. They did these secondary listings as a way to kind of test the market and see, hey, how should we do this? Kind of the irony in all of this, or I guess the part that doesn't make total sense to me, is the direct listing is essentially like a blinded auction process, right? So the direct, they're not raising money in their direct listing. So why do you need to do the secondary listings if you want to figure out how to price your direct listing? The whole way the direct listing process works, it's like a double Dutch auction or whatever the word is for it. The whole point is that you let the market determine the price of your shares. And you're not fundraising in the direct listing. So what does it really matter? So I don't know if this article, this Axios article, really has kind of the motivations correct behind why they've done these secondary listings. But anyway, the numbers are what the numbers are. And Coinbase fetched over $100 billion valuation. Basically, what is that? Over 12xing in a little over 2 years. Honestly, that's a little bit more believable to me, even though what that's saying is they have basically, listen to this, 100x revenue multiple. Yeah, no, I know it's crazy. 100x revenue multiple. Oh man, yeah, that's the moon. I don't know. They may be on Mars. I think they might have gone past the moon. Coinbase is on Mars. Yep. No, it's official. They've gone past the moon. 100x revenue multiple. Oh, man. Okay. Hi, this is Alex from Winner Take All. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, and definitely make sure to join us on our next live stream.